Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Friday, September 27th, 2024. I think it's the 27th. I honestly don't know. Might be the 28th, might be the 26th. Today we have the Yggdrasil deck and Dari, the Conflicted Mask. I think a lot of us have a conflicted mask these days. No one's happy with the state of the world. Diversity is a fucking disaster. And today we're going to talk about why with Conan number 86. I am going to make this all about the race war. That's pretty much what this channel is going to devolve into, so if that's not what you're here for, you should just bounce. This is Conan 86, the Devourer of the Dead. The Devourer of the Dead is not the Devourer of Souls, which is a character with a really cool helmet, and it's not the same guy. So this is a Devourer of the Dead. Here's Conan and Zula overlooking Stygia, overlooking Luxor, ancient Egypt. And here is the shot of Luxor, the city of Set, the snake god, the dusky Stygians. North Africans. And Conan and Zula are going to go sneak in, and Zula is going to masquerade as Conan's slave. I don't think blacks should be slaves. Blacks are awful slaves. Blacks should be in Africa, where they should eat bananas off the trees for free. Here they toss a grappling hook up over the wall. The problem with the grappling hook isn't the hook. Conan has to throw it twice. The problem with the grappling hook is the weight of the rope. You should always shoot a grappling hook with a really light line, like fishing line, and then pull 550 through it, and then pull heavier rope through it. You don't ever use a grappling hook with heavy rope. It won't work. So here we have Conan up on the roof. Oh, did I skip the part where he kills the guy? Because it's kind of cool. Here Conan deals with a guard and takes his outfit. And then he pulls Zula up, and I'm trying to remember. I think the first thing they do is go find a tavern. I just kind of skipped past this. So yeah, they go find a tavern. Zula waits outside because slaves aren't allowed into the club. Even in the Marine Corps, we had enlisted and officers clubs. Segregation is coming back, bitches, in a big way. It's going to be invite only. The future is invite only. All the public spaces of the past COVID destroyed the mall. COVID destroyed the movie theater. COVID destroyed all the restaurants, all the little mom and pop restaurants. All we have now is corporate shit. And the next thing we're going to get is private clubs. None of you guys will be invited to any of the white stuff. You got to be white to get into the white clubs, and no one's going to go to the black clubs because it's not going to be safe. Sports venues, baseball, football, basketball, all that stuff's going to go away too. You just watch. So here Conan hanging out in this club and chatting up this girl with a very nice top. I like the top. That's excuse me. It's a great costume design right there. You got to think about how much work in comics goes into costume designing. I'm working with a friend of mine that I went to animation school with, and he's been doing costume designs for these angels that we are going to turn into fashion. I swear to God, I'm going to take Alpha Channel and make it a casino, comic books, movies, fashions, and really what that is branding. It's going to be branding, not fashions, fashion labels. I've already got a couple I want to buy. Or make my own versions of. But it's a lot better to collaborate with existing lines because you promote them and they promote you. And that way they provide the stock for the shops in your casino or your mall. And then you don't have to go into production for clothing. They do that and you just give them money. And you guys split the proceeds. Do you guys realize if you don't sell stuff in the store, do you know that the store gets 50% of the sale? Generally, your stuff goes to, you get 50% of the market price if you're the producer. And in your production, 50% of your budget goes to marketing, to advertising the stuff that you're paying the store to take half the price of. There's no need for that. In the future, everyone's going to have their own store and collect 100% of their own revenue. I think I skipped a little bit here, maybe. Yeah, okay, so what's going on here? Conan talks to the girl, and then he gets out. Let me take a look. I know I'm really far away from the camera, and this is kind of muddy, so you guys really kind of can't see the art. I'm probably not doing it justice. Okay, so this is the bit. Conan chats with the girl. She's going to go wait for him. He ditches her, which is kind of a couple panels too many. I think this page is a little indulgent. Oh, this is also John Buscema back on this issue. This is John Buscema, Roy Thomas writing, and Ernie Chan is the embellisher. Or it actually says John Buscema and Ernie Chan, so they're probably doing double duty. Yeah, right down here. So Ernie's probably doing layouts, John is coming in and doing some fixes, and then Ernie's doing finishes, is my guess. Because that's the work, you know? The important work is the facial expressions, but there's still a ton of work in designing backgrounds, layouts. Yeah, the emotional work is important, but look at all that, look at the architectural, look at this architectural design. He did a whole city. Whoever did that did a whole city, whether it was Ernie or John. That's a lot of work. It's in perspective. Double page spread. Okay, so here Conan gets back outside to Zula. Oh, he's still talking with the girl. Hold on, let me flip back a couple pages. He gets outside to Zula, who's been hassled by some local guards. And so Zula challenges them to a fight. He goes into the alley, kills them, and they get new outfits. Now they have to, so what's happening is there was this funeral procession going by, this massive funeral procession. Rich people in Stygia get a huge, sort of like a lot of old rites. You know, the wife dies with her husband, or the servants are buried entombed with the king. This is the same sort of thing. So a bunch of servants are going to be killed with this, whoever, citizen of state, you know, that's important. Conan and Zula are here to find Belit. And so they realize that they're going to have to deal with the Dweller in the Dark and all this other stuff. So they sneak into the caravan heading toward this funeral caravan. I don't remember what their excuse for it was. I think they're trying to get information, and they reason that they can get a couple of these priests out there in the wilderness and, you know, get Belit's location out of them. They're really kind of focused on the action. Plot's important. What am I looking at here? So they have snuck onto the ship. Sorry, guys. They've boarded the caravan and have now gone into this giant mound where the Dweller in the Dark lives. There's a river that flows into it from the sea. And then they get discovered and get into a fight with the priests and the servants and have to dive overboard and swim. And they find a passageway that leads down to this, this artwork of them swimming is really amazing. There's some funny lines in here, like Roy Thomas says, they can't see. Dude, if you can't see underwater, you're fucked. It gets really black underwater, and if you can't see, you need some light. You know, he doesn't even mention that they follow the current or that they're pulled along with the current. That would have been enough. But they found some path. You don't find a path underwater. Here they go. I can talk about water. Having been a water combat survival instructor for the Marine Corps, fuck you all. I'm a water god. Plus I surf, and now I skate too. So, yeah, I know about swimming. And Zula couldn't have swum at all. We know blacks don't swim. And it's not racist. It's due to body fat. They sink like rocks, a lot of them. The West Africans. So here they come up and find the Dweller in the Dark, which is not the Devourer of Souls. This is the Devourer of Death, actually, not the Dweller in the Dark. This is the Devourer of Death, and he's not the Devourer of Souls. It's this giant two-headed monster with tentacles, just like here on the cover. Although it's brown in the back. It's mud colored here in the back. And they fight it and they don't know what to do. They're able to cut through the tentacles rather easily because they're kind of soft. They're not so strong. And what they do is set the barge on fire and drive it forward into the monster's mouth. The coffin rolls out of the barge because they notice an air hole and they believe that someone is alive in it. And of course that someone is Bellet, and they rescue her. These last few pages, look at how much work they packed into the last 2 pages. Look at how many panels there are. Again, too much space for ads and not enough space for comics. Here we have a Thor ad about Twinkies. Here we have all this writing. This isn't necessary. You could have had 2 more pages for this massive ending. I didn't count the number of art pages in this book, but let's do it and see if it's 22 or 17. It's been 17 in the past. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17 pages. Eat shit, Marvel. I love Conan. I love the art. John Buscema, Ernie Chan, Roy Thomas. These guys are all great. It's the people that they work for who are absolute shits. Look, all you have to do is spend 5 minutes online to see what's going on in the world. The race war is coming. Every day it's getting a little closer. I just hope it doesn't get here before the end of the year. I need to get to November 30th and then to December 30th to launch Alpha Channel Games. I need the money. But I'm really happy that I'm going to earn it myself and not have to accept a budget from someone. Most entertainment, my books, think about this. The writer doesn't get to publish his own work. A publishing house has to do it. And that's because of how much advertising used to cost. Now advertising is free. I'm here advertising for free to you guys, telling you directly I have 2 of the best novels you've ever read or heard about. No one knows about them because I'm a white guy living in a Jewish-run world. Now, I could have done anti-white work. And this is not especially pro-white. But there is no way any Jewish budget or any Jewish salary to me would ever benefit the people of Israel or the Jews, the Zionist Jews here in LA. So if you're not married to a Jew, if you're not making the Jews money, they have no use for you. They didn't fund Passion of the Christ. That must have hurt them so much. Think about that. They knew the Passion of the Christ was going to be a $1 billion movie, and they refused to help Mel Gibson get it made. Of course, they hate him because he knows who they are, and he's, vocal about it, but they knew it was going to make money. There must have been some sort of consensus amongst them that no matter what happens, none of us will lend him any money for this. I guarantee you there was a few of them who wanted to help him just to make the money. But they didn't, and they produced a ton of anti-white propaganda. So I'm sorry to be going off about this today, but it's what's on my mind. And one thing I will always be on this channel is authentic. I will tell you whatever I'm thinking about. I am a bit of a narcissist, but I try to keep it in check. A humble narcissist, if there is such a thing. And that's what you should be too. You should believe in yourself. You can do a lot more than you give yourself credit for. I am pretty much the worst of my generation, at least athletically, my eye, crossed eyes. I can, do some things, but really, there was no way I was going to play any professional sport. So when you're that, as a kid, you're basically written off as worthless. You have to have some athletic ability. I didn't give up. A lot of kids give up. A lot of people give up. I kept working. I worked at everything. And I'm in a position now where with just a little bit of success, I could blow up. The racing game is going to be awesome. This is all ego. I know I'm just venting a bunch of ego at you guys right now. I'm sure it's not very enjoyable for you, but my racing game is going to work out. The comics and all of it's going to roll together. It doesn't do anything for you guys. What this does is give me an incredible peace of mind. It gives me hope for tomorrow. It gives me a plan and something to work toward. If it wasn't a racing video game with comic books, it would be something else. It would be some other kind of business, like heavy equipment operator or something like that. Those guys have to either buy or lease their equipment. And there's a big game with that too. They get paid pretty well, but think about this. Think about all the things you could pursue in life. There is someone out there holding the purse strings with a loan to the budget that you need to do the work you need to do. And that is a terrible way to go. That is a terrible way to produce anything, any kind of business. Some people say it's the only way. And it certainly does feel that. There's no way I'm going to earn the money that I need to produce this through hard labor. Cutting trees or, laying bricks or being an electrician and slinging pipe around houses. That work exhausts you and it doesn't leave you any extra for anything else. So I've built my life in a way that right now my job leaves me enough time. It doesn't make me a lot of money, but it leaves me enough time and energy to work on the things that are important to me, the future that I want. And it's right now it's only for me. I don't even have a wife and kids. I'm doing this just to have something to do. But I own $1 billion science fiction franchise with $1 billion potential. It's not worth that right now, but it definitely has that potential. With the games, it will be. I have to go to where the audience is. I can't be producing plays for kids who play video games. I can't be writing novels for people who don't read. Now I come on here and say a bunch of, racist shit, but that's the brand. That's the brand that I'm going for. I want white people to read my stories. They're not written for other nationalities or other cultures. This is for my culture. I'm not doing cultural appropriation. All you guys speaking English who aren't European, just stop. Go get your own language. Go learn how to speak Swahili or whatever. Again, I'm being really rude today. I suppose I could apologize, but I don't really feel it. So talk to you tomorrow.